Tanner Hall, 17 years old, from Rushville, Indiana. I pretty much got into motocross through my family, like mainly my dad. I remember just growing up on the bike, all my earliest memories, me sitting on the bike with him, riding around the yard. And when I got about 4 years old, my dad told me if I could learn to ride a bicycle without training wheels, that he'd buy me a dirt bike. My first bike was a little JR50. When I first got it, it had training wheels on it. And I remember just learning how to ride on that and getting better, and started to go riding more. And about by the time I turned 6, we started to go racing, and that's when I really started to enjoy it. And as I was growing up through racing, it started getting more serious as I'd quit off other sports as the seasons go through, just to have more time on the bike. I really started to ride just for fun, just to go out with friends and have a good time and be around my family and enjoy it. And it started getting pretty serious to the point where if I wasn't winning or doing everything right, I wasn't happy for myself. About the time I was 15 or so, racing really started getting serious. We started going to bigger races, and every little thing mattered then, because we were putting a lot of money out there just to go racing. If I wasn't going to put in 100% effort, I knew it wasn't going to work out between me and my dad at the tracks. So by then it was just all in for it. We weren't holding anything back. Everything I thought about was just motocross. I really didn't care about school. During school I thought about motocross. At home, motocross. I was just in the zone, all about that. Nothing else even mattered. Sometimes I got really burnt out on racing, just not being able to go do stuff with my friends. So I was out at the track every weekend, practicing a lot, and sometimes I just questioned quitting. And I started talking to myself pretty much, telling me that if I could get over the mind games. I watch a lot of pros ride and learn a lot from them, and a lot of it seems to be in the mind. Motocross is like 10% skill, and you just got to be into it. You got to have your mind strong, be able to think you can do it and go fast, and not be scared to have an injury or anything. So I started getting there, and I got on 250. It really just started coming together. I felt so much faster. I got a lot of compliments from people. And it's to the point where I didn't feel like I was going to get hurt. I felt like I could do anything on the bike and just go all out. And I was just showing up wanting to win. Every day I was putting more work into riding. Just another day. So it's just another day?
It's just another day.
On May 28th, I went out riding with a couple of friends on some different land I've never ridden on before, and the day was great. Really feeling comfortable on my bike, just having a great time around my friends. Really brought me back to why I got into motocross, just for fun, and I wasn't worrying about anything else. I felt so comfortable on the bike. It was one of the best days I could ask for.
Tanner, Brock Spillman, and I were riding up my grandma's on our dirt bikes, and Tanner never been there before, and we've been there probably an hour.
We were headed back to the house. We were riding, and we got out in this open field. Then I just started getting on the gas, and it was unfamiliar land to me. I really didn't know what was coming up. And as I came over the hill, I just noticed a pile of bricks and scrap. And my first instinct was just like slam on the brakes and get stopped. But once I realized that wasn't really possible, my second thoughts were, I gotta gas it and try to jump off of this thing and hope for the best. And that's pretty much what I think I did. I don't remember much more. I just remember waking up.
And there's this old embankment where a bridge used to be, and Tanner didn't see it, and he was going too fast to slow down, and he went off of it, and he hit the other side. His back hit first, and then the bike landed on him.
Struggling to even move, and I'm just yelling at the top of my lungs at my friends to pick me up, and they're trying to keep me calm. and I've never felt anything like it before. Every wreck I've ever had, I've gotten right back up from it. I pretty much just remember laying there, not knowing what was going on. I was pretty scared. I wasn't in really any pain, but I was really worried that I was going to be in trouble for trashing my bike. That was my first thoughts, was what were wrong with my bike. I was more worried about that than anything. I just remember everybody saying, "You're going to be alright." And I remember them taking off my gear and everything. Luckily I had on a helmet, my chest protector, and all my gear, which pretty much saved my life that day. And I remember getting air evac up to Methodist Hospital. I just remember bits and pieces of it. But then the next 2 days, I really don't remember much, just besides waking up and seeing a few friends in the hospital. At the hospital, I ended up getting surgery, and pretty much I got 2 rods and 12 screws, which is like a cage around my spine. And from there, I went on to RHI to do therapy for a month. It is a lot to take in. It's hard on the family. It's really overwhelming, and I just wanted to go home. And at that point, I was over it. I didn't care. I just was there to get done what they wanted me to get done. I was just ready to get out of there every day.
But with Tanner's heart and his desire, I knew he'd make it through there pretty tough.
You know, what's really got me through this is my friends. Pretty much, I act normal around them. They act like I'm normal. It's no big deal. They throw me up in their trucks. We just have a good time, joke around. We go out and do all the same things and just have a blast all the time. Nothing holds me back from being one of them. And like, I don't even remember what it's like before. It seems like it's always been this way, and it's nothing new. When it was time for me to come home, I was really pumped at the beginning. But then when I started getting closer to home, I was like a little worried about how it was going to be, how things were going to be changed. But by the time I got in my house and comfortable and everything, it's so relaxing just to be around my family, even my dogs and everything. And throughout the few weeks I was home, it's just fun to see my friends around, go hang out with my family, and just be comfortable around where I am and just having fun again. I started playing basketball to have some fun, but now really it's turning into a competition for me, and I'm just trying to improve and get better every day. After playing wheelchair basketball and having the razor to ride and trying all of these other things, just trying to adapt and do things differently, I just came back to realize that motocross is what I want to do. I spend at least 2 hours almost every night just reading about it, watching videos, or just learning about it. And it's something I want to do. It's something I'm going to do. I'm going to ride again. And it's not like I'm out trying to do something that's never been done before. There's people that's done it. I've talked to them. It's really possible. I just got to get a bike set up and adapted, and just, that's the dream, and that's my goal, and that's something I'm going to do. I'm just living life day by day, doing whatever comes up, just trying to chase my dreams, meet every goal I have. I'm just glad to be alive. Every night it comes down to it, I just think back, and I'm glad to be here. And I have really nothing to complain about. After every day ends, I sit down and I just realize that this has taught me so much, this injury. Not taking anything for granted, but just learning from it so much. Really thinking about my future now and getting my head on straight is almost something that changed me for the better. I've really started thinking about after about a month or so being home, it's time to go back to school. And at first I was really upset. I wanted to do homeschool. I was kind of scared just to go and be there and afraid of what people would think and how it'd be. And when I ended up going back to the school, they really helped me out and getting things set up for me and made it way easier than I ever thought it would be.
After I had gotten to know Tanner a little bit through the last few years, that he's an inspiration. He comes in every day. He always has a smile on his face. We always have a great conversation. We're usually razzing each other about something. And he's just an inspiration to me because he's never let that life-altering accident get him down. If he isn't giving me a hard time during the day, I know he's not feeling real well. So I really cherish that friendship that we've developed.
What were your thoughts when he was coming back to school?
I think getting back and seeing his friends and being a normal teenager was important to him, so we were trying to do our best.
When I was out, it was almost being normal. Like, at this time, I almost enjoyed going to school just to see my friends and give me something to do, for me to be out instead of just sitting in the house. It really just gave me motivation to get out, and seeing other people was what I really needed to do to get my life straight and really think about what was going on.
Yeah. What?
Just another day.